When was the last time you woke up in the morning and instantly knew, without even opening your eyes fully, that your body was still full of life? I'm talking about that unmistakable sign of vitality every man recognizes. The firm, confident morning wood that used to greet you daily. If it's been weeks, months, or even years since you felt that, it's not just a bedroom issue. It's your body's way of telling you something is wrong, and ignoring it could cost you more than you think. My name is Dr. Mohit Khera, and for over 30 years I've helped thousands of men, especially those over 60, regain their strength, confidence, and passion. I've seen men who thought their best days were behind them completely turn things around, often without the pills or gadgets they believed were their only options. The truth is, there's a quiet, natural way to help your body do what it was always meant to do, and it starts with something so simple, most men overlook it entirely. One specific vitamin, taken right before bed, can work through the night to relax your blood vessels, restore healthy nerve function, and support testosterone production, setting the stage for stronger, more reliable erections by morning. And here's the part that surprises my patients most. It's not expensive, it's not complicated, but the timing and the form make all the difference. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal exactly what this vitamin is, the best way to take it, and the simple nightly ritual that can help you wake up feeling like yourself again. Stay with me, because the detail that makes it work is something almost every man misses. Before we get started, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and turn on the notification bell. That way you'll never miss another men's health tip designed specifically for guys over 60. And if this message speaks to you, type 1 in the comments. If it doesn't, type 0, so I know how to make these videos more helpful for you. Alright gentlemen, let's get right into it. Before we talk about the vitamin itself, we need to understand why morning wood is so much more than a bedroom matter. It's a powerful daily signal about your overall health, blood flow, hormones, and even your heart. 1. Why morning wood matters more than you think. I've had countless men in my office over the years, leaning forward in the chair, lowering their voice, and telling me the same thing. Doc, I don't wake up like I used to. And I can see it in their eyes. This isn't just about sex, it's about feeling like themselves. Morning erections are one of the body's clearest signs that everything is in working order. They're not random events. They're a reflection of healthy blood flow, balanced hormones, and a nervous system that's able to fully relax during deep sleep. When those mornings start disappearing, it often means there's a breakdown somewhere in that chain. Blood vessels may be stiffer, making it harder for blood to fill where it needs to. Testosterone production might be lagging, especially if sleep quality has been poor. And the nervous system, the switchboard that controls so many of these processes, might be stuck in a constant state of stress, never fully allowing the body to reset. The truth is, your morning wood is like the report card your body hands you each day. If it's there, strong and consistent, you know things are on track. If it's missing, especially for weeks or months at a time, it's a sign you can't afford to ignore. I've seen men treat it as just an embarrassing symptom, but often it's the first whisper that something deeper is off. And it's a chance to fix the problem before it grows. The good news? In many cases, the cause isn't permanent damage, but a missing piece your body has quietly been running out of. And once you replace it, mornings can change in a way you might not think is possible right now. And that's exactly what we'll talk about next. 2. The real culprit. Deficiency you didn't see coming. Over the years, I've had men come to me convinced that their lack of energy, fading drive, and weaker erections were simply the price of getting older. They'd tell me, Doc, I guess this is just how it is now. But I've learned something after 3 decades of listening, testing, and digging deeper. In so many cases, the real culprit isn't age at all. It's a silent, creeping deficiency in one mineral your body needs every single day: magnesium. You don't feel it vanish overnight. It's not like a pulled muscle or a sudden fever. Instead, it slips away slowly, and with it, pieces of your vitality start to fade. Magnesium is involved in over 300 different processes in your body. From relaxing blood vessels so blood can flow freely, to calming your nervous system so you can sink into deep, restorative sleep, to giving your testosterone production the foundation it needs to thrive. When your levels drop, even a little, you might notice sleep getting lighter, focus becoming fuzzier, and intimacy feeling more like effort than enjoyment. The frustrating part is that most men never suspect it. They think they're just slowing down, when in reality, their body is missing one of its most basic tools for performance and recovery. I've seen men in their 60s and 70s light up when they realize this isn't about chasing youth. It's about restoring what was quietly lost. And when you finally give your body back this missing piece, the change can feel almost unfair in how good it is. But here's where it gets even more interesting. For men over 60, it's not just about how much magnesium you have, it's about why you're losing it faster than ever. And that's what we'll uncover next. 3. Why men over 60 are losing magnesium faster. I can't tell you how many times I've sat across from a man in his 60s or 70s, reviewed his lab work, and seen magnesium levels far below where they should be. And when I tell him, he's often surprised. But doc, I eat pretty well. How could I be low? The truth is, this isn't just about what you eat. It's about what your body can hold on to. As we age, our digestive system becomes less efficient at absorbing nutrients. Even if you're eating foods that contain magnesium, your gut may simply not be pulling it into your bloodstream the way it used to. Then there's the impact of modern life. Decades of processed foods that have been stripped of minerals, drinking coffee or alcohol regularly, and taking medications for blood pressure, acid reflux, or diabetes, all of which can quietly flush magnesium right out of your body. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. No matter how much you pour in, you're always losing more than you realize. And here's the kicker. Once your reserves dip too low, your body will start rationing. It will prioritize what's necessary to keep you alive, not what makes you feel vibrant, energetic, and confident. That's when you notice lighter sleep, a drop in desire, and weaker, less reliable erections. This isn't your body betraying you. It's your body working with what little it has left. But the good news is, once you understand how this loss happens, you can fight back. And the timing of how you replenish magnesium can turn the tide faster than you think, which is exactly what we're about to dive into next. 4. Why taking magnesium at night changes everything. I've had men look at me skeptically when I tell them that when they take magnesium can be just as important as taking it at all. They'll say, "Doc, isn't it the same no matter what time I take it?" And that's when I explain something most people never think about. Your body runs on rhythms, and nighttime is your repair shift. While you sleep, your blood pressure naturally drops. Your blood vessels open up, your heart rate slows, and your brain moves into a deeper, restorative mode. This is when your body rebuilds tissues, balances hormones, and, most importantly for men, produces the majority of your daily testosterone. If your magnesium levels are strong right before bed, you're fueling that entire process at the exact moment it needs support. Magnesium calms the nervous system, making it easier to slip into deep sleep without tossing and turning. It relaxes blood vessels, which helps improve circulation to every part of the body, including the pelvic region. And by lowering stress hormones like cortisol, it clears the way for testosterone to rise naturally overnight. When those three things happen together, deeper sleep, better circulation, healthier testosterone, the results often show up in the most personal and encouraging way. Stronger, more consistent morning erections. And it's not forced, it's not artificial. It's your body doing what it's built to do once you've given it the right tools. But here's where it gets even better. Magnesium's impact doesn't stop with blood flow and hormones. It works on the very systems that control your erections from start to finish, and understanding that connection is where things get really interesting. Which brings us to the next part. 5. How magnesium actually supports erections. When I sit with a patient and explain why magnesium is so critical for his sexual health, I always start with this. An erection is not just a down there event. It's a full-body process that depends on three systems working together. The first is blood flow. Without a strong, steady rush of blood into the penis, there's no firmness, no staying power. Magnesium relaxes the smooth muscles in your blood vessel walls, allowing them to widen and carry blood more freely. It also reduces inflammation inside those vessels, keeping them flexible and responsive. When your circulation improves, you don't just feel it in your hands and feet, you feel it where it matters most in the morning. The second is nerve function. Every sensation you feel, every signal that tells your body it's time to respond, travels along your nerves. Over time, stress, poor sleep, and certain health conditions can make those signals weaker or slower. Magnesium nourishes your nervous system, helping it fire with more clarity and speed, so your body responds when you want it to. And then there's hormone balance. The third piece. Magnesium helps lower cortisol, the stress hormone that directly competes with testosterone. When cortisol is high, testosterone drops. When cortisol is kept in check, testosterone has room to rise naturally. When all three, blood flow, nerve function, and hormone balance, are supported, you create the perfect internal environment for strong, reliable erections. But here's something I tell every man. Not all magnesium supplements can do this effectively. The form you choose and how your body absorbs it can make the difference between real results and wasted effort. And that's exactly what we'll talk about next. 6. The right form and dose for men. Over 60. One of the biggest mistakes I see men make is grabbing the cheapest magnesium supplement on the shelf and assuming it will work. I've had patients come back to me frustrated saying, "Doc, I tried magnesium and nothing changed." And when I ask what kind they took, it's almost always the same answer: magnesium oxide. The problem is, your body barely absorbs it, and for many men, it can cause bloating or loose stools. That's not the kind of surprise you want before bed. If you want to see real results, you need a form your body can actually use. My go-to recommendation for men over 60 is magnesium glycinate. It's gentle on the stomach, highly absorbable, and has a calming effect that helps prepare your body for deeper sleep. Magnesium citrate can also be a good choice, especially if you deal with occasional constipation, but glycinate remains the gold standard for supporting both rest and sexual health. As for dosage, more is not always better. For most men, starting with 200 milligrams about an hour before bed is the sweet spot. Give your body a week to adjust. Then, if you're tolerating it well, you can increase to 400 milligrams. Always take it with a glass of water, not coffee, not alcohol. And remember, if you have kidney issues or take multiple medications, it's best to check with your doctor first. Getting the form and dose right is like tuning an instrument. It ensures your body gets the exact signal it needs. But there's one more step that can take your results from good to exceptional, and it has nothing to do with a pill. That's what we're going to cover next. 7. Pairing magnesium with a simple night ritual. Over the years, I've noticed something fascinating in my patients. The men who see the best results from magnesium aren't just swallowing a pill and heading straight to bed. They combine it with a small, intentional ritual that tells their body it's time to rest, heal, and restore. This doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, the simpler it is, the better. Maybe it's taking a warm shower to relax tense muscles, doing a few gentle stretches to ease stiffness, or lying back with your legs slightly elevated while you take slow, steady breaths. These small actions signal your nervous system to shift out of fight or flight mode and into rest and repair mode. When you add magnesium into that environment, it's like giving your body the perfect set of instructions: calm down, recover, and rebuild. I've had men in their 70s tell me they hadn't slept through the night in years, but after pairing magnesium with a calming routine, they started waking up fewer times, feeling more rested, and noticing changes in their energy and performance they thought were gone for good. Your body loves consistency, and over time, these nightly cues become a powerful habit that works in harmony with your supplement. The beauty is, you're not forcing anything. You're simply creating the right conditions for your body to do what it's designed to do. And when that happens night after night, the results can be remarkable. But how quickly can you expect to see those changes? The answer might surprise you, and it's exactly what we're going to explore next. 8. What to expect and when. One of the first questions I hear from my patients after they start magnesium is, "Doc, How soon will I feel it working? I always tell them, this isn't a light switch you flip on overnight. It's more like planting a seed. You give your body what it's been missing, and little by little, it starts to rebuild from the inside out. In the first week, most men notice subtle changes. Sleep becomes a bit deeper, they wake up less often, and mornings feel a touch lighter. By the second week, that morning grogginess starts to fade, energy is steadier, and mood often improves. Around the third week and beyond is when many men tell me, with a smile they haven't worn in years, that they're waking up with stronger, more consistent erections. It's not forced, not mechanical. It's their body naturally remembering how to work the way it should. Of course, everyone's timeline is different. Some notice improvements sooner, while for others, it takes a bit longer. What matters is that you stick with it. Magnesium works quietly but steadily, layering benefits over time. Deeper sleep leads to better testosterone production, better blood flow, and ultimately, better performance. And here's something I've seen again and again. The men who commit to this process, instead of giving up after a few nights, are the ones who get the most dramatic results. This is why I tell my patients, don't just take magnesium, understand it, trust the process, and let it work. Because when you see how it transforms your mornings, you'll realize the impact goes far beyond intimacy. And that's exactly where we're headed next. 9. Why this matters for the rest of your life. I've had men sit in my office, holding their lab results in one hand and their head in the other, saying, "Doc, I wish I'd known this years ago." And I understand that feeling. When you start to feel your mornings change, stronger, more energized, more confident, it's not just about what happens in the bedroom. It's about the ripple effect it creates in every part of your life. Better sleep means clearer thinking, sharper memory, and a steadier mood. Improved blood flow doesn't just help with erections, it supports your heart, your brain, and your muscles. Balanced hormones give you back the drive to stay active, to take on projects, to enjoy the people and passions that make life worth living. For men over 60, these changes can be the difference between simply getting through each day and actually looking forward to it. I've watched men who thought their best years were behind them rediscover the spark they thought was gone forever. They start waking up eager to move, to connect, to laugh, and that confidence, that vitality spreads into their relationships, their work, even their posture when they walk into a room. This is why I tell my patients, magnesium is not just about fixing a problem, it's about reclaiming the life you deserve. But while all of this sounds powerful, it only matters if you act on it. And to help you take that first step, I want to leave you with something I wish every man over 60 could hear, and that's exactly how we'll finish. 10. Closing motivation. Gentlemen, we've covered a lot. You now understand why morning erections are such an important sign of health, how magnesium deficiency quietly steals your vitality, why men over 60 lose it faster, and how taking the right form at night can restore blood flow, nerve function, and hormone balance. You've learned the importance of pairing it with a calming nightly ritual, what results to expect, and how these changes can impact every part of your life. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about giving your body the tools to work the way it's meant to, so you can feel strong, confident, and alive. I've seen these steps transform men's mornings, their relationships, and their outlook on life. Now it's your turn. Start tonight. Give your body what it's been missing, and watch how quickly it thanks you, not just in the morning, but every single day.